Enough to knock me out, but I'm still holding the throne. You'll never know till it's over. So pretty it hurts. Just beware of the thorns.
Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be reacting to a guy who's talking about the first 24 hours in prison, and he's from the UK, so this is going to be, I'm assuming it's going to be about the UK prison system, so I'm kind of interested in seeing what this is about. If you're new, subscribe and share and comment, and anybody from the UK that knows anything about this, I'd really like to hear your comments. Alright, let's get into this.
Alright everyone, Cody there, back again, dropping yet another video. Right, I'm going to do a video now on your first 24 hours in prison. Right, so I've done a previous video where what happens when you get from court, you've been remanded or you've been sent down. I've done advice preparing for prison and stuff like that, things you should take to prison with you. Right, so now we're going to talk about, so you've landed at the prison, right? You're in the prison van, you're waiting to come off, right, to be processed, yeah? Process means like where you get your fingerprint done, you fucking take a picture of your...
He's talking about getting off the van and getting fingerprinted. We always had that done in the county jail. And then after you're sentenced, you're sent to a diagnostic and reception center. In Missouri, it's Fulton. It used to be just Fulton when I was in, and now it's like 3 or 4 different places, you know, so they don't have to carry you across the whole state.
You get, they generate a prison ID card. If it's your first time inside, you get a prison number. You'll see the nurse. You get weighed. You get like measured how tall you are.
Yeah, the diagnostic center is the same way. You know, you get your prison number. They do all kinds of tests on you physically and mentally. Check your IQ. Do all this stuff. They're trying to determine where to send you, and your education level, and whether you need to continue education in prison. But I'm not sure how it's done in the UK.
Depending on what time you land at the prison, you get some food as well. Then you'll go and put your stuff into your prop. Prop is like, if you've got 20 t-shirts, you might only be allowed to have 10, so you pick your 10 you want to keep. The other 10 will go into the prop, which is like a box in the back of the, like where the screws are in reception. Right. Then you'll be put into an holding room. I'm just skipping forward for this because, like I said, I've done it in a previous video. Don't need to go over all ground. You'll be put in an holding cell, right, which is normally in Forest Bank where I was. You've got a big square room. You've got like a metal chair that goes all over, like a bench that goes all the way around. You've got a TV on the wall that's never got fucking volume on it, and it's always on the news channel, right? How depressing, right? From there, right, someone from the induction wing will come down, and they'll take you back to the wing, right? To your first wing, right? So, like I say, induction's the same for everyone. When you land at a prison, you go on to the induction wing. It's the first wing you touch base with when you land at the prison. It's like an introduction to the prison, as it will. Obviously, hence why it's called an induction wing. Right, so you take it to your wing, right? It could be, the lads could have just had the tea and they're getting ready for bang up, or it could just be after dinner and everyone's locked up, right? You take it onto the wing, right? There could be 2, 3 of you, there could be 4 of you, there could be 5 of you, it could be 1 of you. Depends on it, how many people are being processed. There's normally more than 1, no. Normally a couple of you, right?
When I went through Fulton, there's more than 5 or 6 of us. There's a bunch of us went through there, and it wasn't quite what he described. Fulton Diagnostic and Reception Center is kind of like a prison itself, you know, and you got these housing units, and they'll take you to unless you're a perm there, which they got their own housing units in own areas. Perm meaning permanent. They take you to a housing unit, and then from there, like I said, you see the shrink and all these different people. And like I was at Fulton a month before I was actually sent to an actual prison, and then I was sent to Missouri State Penitentiary.
So then what you do, you stand out, so they're taking you onto the wing, yeah, you'll have all your stuff, right, in a see-through bag, yeah, with you, right, and then the screws will work out, right, are you a smoker or are you non-smoker, right, and then you go to a pad. There's a video I've done how to get a single cell if you if you're on a single cell. I've done that in one of my videos, right. If you follow that advice, you'll end up in your own cell. If not, you'll end up in a double, right, simple as that, right. So you put into a cell, you walk in, you'll see a bag.
There's no choice in the Missouri prison system. You're going to be in a double man cell. You're not going to have your choice of a single man cell, a double man cell. And if you're in a low level prison, you might even get put in a dorm, which means with several people. But I mean, they have single man cells in the Missouri prison system, but it's usually the whole. You know, they got most prisons now, modern prisons have two types of hold. They have a one house, it's usually one house, housing unit one. It's all single man cells, and that's for long-term ADSEG inmates, those who cause a lot of trouble. And then they have the double man, two-man cells, and that's you usually ain't doing a whole lot of time there, 10, 20 days. Maybe a few months.
Bag on the bed. That's your bedding pack, right? The cleaners have put that in there, right? And then what the screw will ask you: have you ever been in this prison before? Self-harm? Are you thinking of self-harm? What's your mental state like? Are you of safe mind and all that sort of stuff, right? And just like they'll whip through it with you. It's pretty. They just throw you in, right? And then, like I say, that's normally your first night, right? So then you won't get much sleep your first night, right? The first thing you ask you when you put into this cell is where I'm not going in that cell without a TV. I refuse to bang out without a TV because everyone should have a TV, but there's never enough TVs on the induction wing for everyone. So I definitely make an issue of that. So then you put into the cell.
Yeah, we don't get that choice of asking for a TV. I mean, like when I was at Fulton, they had TVs in the wing, you know, and you could go out there and watch them. It's usually stuck on one channel. Like he said, the news or sports or something like that, you know, ESPN. But you get to a regular prison, you don't ask for a TV. They'll laugh at you. You have to buy a TV from the commissary or watch your cellie's TV if he has one. If you both do not have one, then you don't have a TV. It's just that simple, you know. And some people have saved it up for a long time just to get a TV. And I want to tell you something else too. People take care of their property, like TVs and stereos and stuff, in prison, a lot more so than those in the free world. It's more valuable to them because, you know, they're harder to replace.
Cell, right? You've got no curtains, no nothing. Yeah, you have to buy them off the cleaners, the curtains and stuff, right? But you're placed into the cell, right? Your head's going to be all over. Right, for some of you, right, they've never been in prison, like these videos are aimed at people that have never been in prison. You're going to be scared, right? It's your first night in prison, you're away from your family, you're away from your loved ones, you're away from your kids, right? You don't know what's going on, you don't know who's in the prison, you don't...
He's right. I mean, I wasn't so scared when I was at Fulton. I mean, I was a little nervous, but it wasn't until I got to Missouri State Penitentiary that I was, you know, MSP, that I was... nervous and scared. Like he said, you're away from your family, and in my case, I didn't know anybody there. Some people come to the prison, they already know people, but I didn't know anybody, and so yeah, to say I wasn't scared would be a lie, you know.
You don't know how many, you don't know anything, right? You're just locked up in this cell and the door slammed behind you, right? You've got a bedding pack. So normally, right, what you do, you pull your bedding pack out, right? In there you've got a bed sheet, a quilt cover, a thin quilt, which I mean thin, it's fucking probably like that, right? 2 pillows. If you look here, there'll be decent pillows. If not, you'll get the ones that have been through the wash, and it's like there's bits of pillow here and there's not there, and so on and so forth, right?
It says get 2 pillows. We got 1 pillow. We got 2 sheets. They give you these wool blankets, real thin wool blankets, kind of army style. Yeah, only 1 pillow.
So you put your sheet on your bed, you put your quilt in your quilt cover, you put your pillowcases in your pillows, right? So on and so forth, right? And then what you'll do is, within that as well, you've got a cup, right, which has got your fucking knife, fork and spoon, all plastic construction. Probably get some prison shower gels, which are just little sachets, right? I'm trying to think what else, a bar of soap, right? I've done another video in previous on my timeline somewhere about showering in prison and stuff, the myth and shit like that. You have to check it out. So yeah, you get a bar of soap.
He's right. You get a bar of soap, and we did, and they give you toilet paper, and they give you, I think it's 2 towels, 3 boxers, 3 pairs of gray pants, 3 t-shirts, 3 outer gray shirts. They call them state grays in Missouri. I know other states got other colors, but he mentioned something about the myth of showering, and it's so true. If he's thinking the same thing I am, you always hear about not dropping the soap because something could happen to you. It's a myth. I mean, if somebody's really wanting to do something to you, you think he's going to wait for you to drop the soap? I mean, come on.
Soap, a toothbrush, a prison toothbrush, which is shit. Prison toothpaste, normally called Seagum, right? It's not the bait, it's shit, to be honest, right? It's fucking shit. It's horrible. I'm trying to think.
But when I first got to prison, we had these, regular toothbrushes. They was long and stuff, but I guess people were making things out of them and doing things with them they shouldn't be doing. Maybe they was doing like the last video and hurting themselves just to put some dominoes in them. I don't know. But anyway, they switched to these little short toothbrushes that, they're real, about 1 inch or so long. And they suck.
I think what else you get within the fucking thing. Oh, a plastic cup, right? And then some prisons, like, they give you trays that you eat off, right? Forest Bank in Salford, where I was, they give you the plastic tray. In strange ways, I got a plastic plate, right? And every time you go down, you take your fucking plastic plate to the serving hatch and so on and so forth. Right, so your first night, in prison, guys, you ain't getting no sleep, mate.
We never got no plates, cups, or anything like that. All that, we could buy bowls off the canteen, like little cereal bowls, tumblers for coffee, and that's also where we had to get our plasticware at too. The sporks, some prisons allow the knives and the forks and the spoons, but most prisons, max prisons, excuse me, they only allow sporks. So I'm already seeing a difference here in the prisons.
Your head's going to be fucked, right? your head's going to go at a million miles an hour. You'll be down, you'll be depressed, you'll be panicking. Like I say, everything's like, your thoughts are going at a million miles an hour. I get that, right? I've been there, I've done it, right? You either handle jail or you can't handle jail, right? But it's your first time inside, yeah. It's only usual and to be expected that you're going to be shitting yourself, right? Not scared of it, like, every day, like, of what's going to happen. Just scared because you don't know the routine, you don't know the regimes, you don't know how prison works.
He said not scared because you're not afraid of what's going to happen, but because you don't know anything about the real routine or everything. I was scared of everything. I didn't know the routines or, you know, where to go, like for medical or anything, you know. Chow hall, you know, chow hall, I just followed everybody else, you know, the first day. That's how I found it. They're heading for chow. I'm just going to follow them and see where they go. But, yeah, I was scared of what might happen too, you know. So, maybe UK prisons are a little bit different, but you go to a max prison in the United States, you better be worried about what might happen.
Works. You've heard all these other stories. You might watch films where people have been in prison and bad things have happened, so on and so forth, right? And it goes on, right? But like I say, if you're a decent person and you keep yourself to yourself and you've got, like, you're not a dickhead, right? You don't steal and borrow from other people, yeah? You'll be sweet, right? So the next day, right, you'll be behind your door. They might open.
If you're a nice, decent person, you'll be okay. That's basically what he's saying. And, you know, if you don't disrespect anybody, anything like that, that's true. That helps a lot, being respectful and not getting into other people's business, you know, not looking into cells as you walk by. But if you go to a max prison and you're a new guy, just being nice ain't going to cut it. You know, somebody's going to say or do something, and you'll have to handle it one way or another.
Open you up for breakfast, right? One of the cleaners, yeah, normally a mentor, will come to you, right? An induction mentor will come to you while you're behind your door, and they'll say to you, right, have you ever been in this prison before, blah blah blah. They slide some documents under your door, you fill them in, you sign them, right, they give them you back, right? Later on that morning, right, your door will be unlocked by a screw, and they'll say, right, go up onto the 2s or whatever landing the induction room's on, and you and anyone else that came in with you that's new to the prison from the following day will go to do an induction, right? You go into the induction room, you sit down. Sometimes it's a screw that does the induction officer, or sometimes it's a prisoner that's a mentor, and they do the induction, right? And the induction explains to you how the prison works, how to get money sent in, the address of the prison, of course.
What he's talking about is a little bit different over here, but it's done on the day you arrive at a prison, and it's usually done anytime you get transferred to another prison. But they'll have you watch when I first got there, they just told you, you know, be careful of this, don't go into debt, don't gamble, don't do this, don't do that. Now they show videos, you know, and that's what I'm told, and they're like telling you what to do if something happens to you, you know. Basically, they're telling you to tell. That's not my style. I remember when I got to Algoa, and they took me into this room and had me just talking, you know, they tell me that, like he said, they were telling me how the prison was ran and everything, and they just tell me things that might happen to me. I said, I did 29 years in high-level prisons. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me in a low-level prison. And they said, well, it might. You never know. And they said, and if it does, let us know. I said, oh, you'll find out, all right. You'll find out when they start bringing medical for the other guys. You know, I just ain't gonna let something happen to me. You know, not in a level 1. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah. After all that time, I would lose my out date. Something real bad happened to me, you know.
Cell fires, about not borrowing stuff, because like we have a thing called
Just
double
like I
bubble in
said.
prison, which means if you borrow, you've got to give double back.
Right.
And some people borrow knowing they can't pay it back, and then they're up on OP, which is own protection, so on and so forth. My other videos clear that all up anyway. So yeah, you go through this induction and stuff, right? And like I say, the induction touches base with everything. What clothes you're allowed in. They'll explain to you, like, every prison is different in this regard, but you only, at Forest Bank, right, like I say, every prison is different. You only get 28 days to have your clothes brought in. If you go to prison, if you've been taken off the street and you've been remanded, right, you don't get a chance to pack a bag, right, because you got arrested on the street and the police have denied you bail and you've gone to court and the CPS have appealed or the judge has just remanded you, right, you're not going to have any clothes, are you? Right, you'll be in this sort of clobber. Prison stuff, right? Prison teas, right? So what happens then, right, is they tell you in the induction, right? So they tell you you've got one time in 28 days for your family or your loved ones to drop off your clothes at the prison. It's normally done.
Yeah, they don't do that here in the United States, at least not in Missouri. Now, when I got to the MSP, back then you could have your people, your loved ones, order clothes from like Walmart or anywhere, pretty much anywhere, and have it sent in. I think it was like 4 times a year or something like that. But they stopped that because people was, you know, taking advantage of it.
Right, the day you've got a visit. So if you've got a visit with your ma or your family, right, you tell them what day to bring your clothes, right? So if you've got a visit on a Tuesday at 2 o'clock, tell them to bring your clothes on Tuesday at 1 o'clock and then just wait around, yeah? And like I say, there's a list of what you can have, what you can't have, and stuff like that. It's all in. When you get into your cell, you'll have an induction booklet, right? And you can go through that, and people read it frontwards and backwards and fucking 10 times over, right? It's something to clear. It's something to keep your mind focused while you're stressing out while you're in your cell. After that, then you'll come out of your cell. You go back behind your door. You should have a TV, but like I say, you've got to beg for TVs. Just refuse to ring up till you get a TV, right? Then you'll give you one. Right, you've got a TV, then like you could write a letter to your loved one or something. Then what'll happen? Your door will open and it'll be like it'll be your dinner, right? So you go take your plate or you take your knife, fork and spoon. You go down to the serving hatch where everyone else is stood, right? And then there'll be a mentor there or a cleaner, and they'll say that what cell you're in, right? And if you haven't put your menu in, which you probably haven't. You'll be on the default, which is the vegetarian option, right? You always put your menus in. That's on the kiosk, guys, yeah. But again, in previous videos, I'll speak about that. Right. So you get your dinner. You sit. Then you get you might get a piece of a fruit, like an apple, or some like 2 slices of bread, a bit of butter, and an apple. Right. Go sit down. You'd have your scran, and you get about 40 minutes for your dinner, right? And then they'll say, right, bam. Everyone behind your doors, right? So at that point, yeah, you go back to your pad, you lock behind your door again.
I guess, you know, you have your plates with you, you know, in your cell, and you go and get your food. I've never heard of that anywhere in the United States, so that's kind of interesting there. But let's go.
And then the next time you'll be out is your tea time, right? So again, you come out of your cell, you go to get your tea, and you have your tea, sit down, and then you only get social straight after. For those that don't know, association is like when you're allowed out to go in and go, like to go on to, you get about the way, play pool, play table tennis, all that sort of stuff. The other prisoners will be talking to you this time, right? There's two prisoners that will talk to you, two types, right? You've got the ones that are just safe and will chat to you, where are you from, what are you in for, and then you've got the other lads that try to befriend you because they want to smoke all you burn, right? For those that don't know, you burn is you smoking, right? This is that's another thing as well, right? When you land at the prison, if you're a smoker, you'll get a smoking pack, right? Which is it comes off you. If you come in with money, right, they give you a fiver and then they take it back off you, and you'll get a smoke, and then you get a smoking pack, right, so some strike, which is like what they call matches.
So they're letting them out for tea, and that's kind of odd too, you know. Well, I know the people over there love their tea, but you know, over here you can buy tea in a canteen too, but most people drink coffee, and you don't go out in the wing to drink it. Come out of your cell to drink it. You drink it in your cell. You can drink it out of your cell. You can drink it pretty much anywhere. You can take it to the gym with you, wherever you want to drink it. So it seems like they can't drink in their cell or something.
Right, and some burn, right, and Rizzler. Right, everyone will tap you up for it because everyone will probably no one's probably got them, right? And then you get about 82p on your phone, right, which is your PIN number. You'll also get your PIN number this day as well, and you get an induction canteen if you put in for an induction canteen. Example, I went in, I was a non-smoker, I got £5 credit, and I got fucking a £10 induction canteen, which was a shower gel, soap, toothpaste, toothbrush, and some coffee and some milk. Something like that. You get about a tenner. If you go in with no money, you don't get an induction canteen. So that's why I always advise people, if you've got money with you when you go to court, if you go into court and you know you could be sent down, always take money with you guys. And then, like I say, you get your induction canteen, you'll get your PIN number, which is for your phone, which is only relevant to you. And then, like I say, you get a non-smoking. You're non-smoking, right? There's two sorts of non-smoking packs, right? In Forest Bank, I got phone credit, right? In Strange Ways, right, I got a non-smoking pack with a cheap olive orange juice, a fucking Mars bar, a lollipop, something else, right? It's just fucking like food bits, yeah.
So they give them tobacco if they're smokers when they first get there. But if they're not a non-smoker like he is, they give them candy bars and stuff. And I've never heard of that happening over here either. Oh, and he keeps saying screws. He means guards. I've heard this term before used on prison guards. Screws, you know, it's an English term. All right, that's that. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that. And Cody Lachey, I believe that's how you say your name. If I'm wrong, I apologize. And I want to tell you and all the other people who've done time in the UK, this was nothing to put you guys down or anything like that. It's not against your prison systems over there. This is just a comparison between the United States and the UK, particularly Missouri and the UK, because I can only speak on Missouri. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this and this reaction, and see you next time. Thank you, and bye.